I can pretty much guarantee that you won't receive a single question from the American media because it appears that you have been banned from the WNBA dump.
She may not be officially blackballed, blacklisted, but it looks like she's blacklisted. And she will be playing professional basketball during the season, but it won't be for the WNBA.
Chennedy Carter has always been kind of up against the fence when we're speaking about this Caitlin Clark situation.
So I'm just like, it's like one of those things, like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh.
Do I think she screwed up with the hip check? Yeah, of course. Do I think she has been a not great teammate in the WNBA? Yeah, of course. But is she fun as hell to watch play basketball? Yeah.
Just 2 minutes ago, everything changed again. Chennedy Carter, once a rising WNBA star, is now out.
In basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, you know, that's a part of basketball.
After her infamous cheap shot on Caitlin Clark and weeks of deflecting blame, she's finally suspended and in tears.
Why does it seem like Chennedy Carter has essentially been banned from the WNBA? Maybe, just maybe, after everything that happened last season, after her constant targeting of Caitlin Clark, the cheap shots, the name calling, the constant attacks on the only cash cow the dump has ever seen, maybe the WNBA finally decided that Chennedy Carter was more trouble than she was worth.
But while Carter spirals, Caitlin Clark keeps rising. No drama, just dominance.
Listen, if people want to portray and paint the narrative that there are racial tensions in the WNBA as a result of Caitlin Clark, I would say that's their own problem. I think Caitlin Clark is doing the right thing, rising above all of the crap that she's had to endure. The amount of fouls committed on Caitlin Clark higher than any other player, flagrant fouls committed on Caitlin Clark higher than any other player. Caitlin Clark was worried about playing the game, and that is why she got Rookie of the Year. She was not worried about the BS.
This moment wasn't a takedown. It was a setup for Clark's biggest comeback yet. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan, drop 100% in the comments to show your support.
Like, I don't think there's no justification for that. Like, to be honest, I don't think she went down the game saying she was going to do that, but come on, it was a little bit worse. Like, it was a much harder hit than she's talking about.
It all went down during what should have been a routine transition. Caitlin Clark, locked in and focused as always, was moving across the court. No ball in hand, no defender pressuring her, just doing her job. But out of nowhere, Chennedy Carter blindsided her with a vicious body check. No warning, no ball, no play in action, just force, just frustration.
Chennedy Carter becomes an instant star, an overnight celebrity, by getting into an altercation with Caitlin Clark. She decided to get physical with Caitlin Clark during a dead ball while calling her a bitch.
This wasn't a regular foul. It wasn't basketball. It was personal. What made this moment even more intense was how blatantly unnecessary it was. The footage went viral in seconds.
After this controversial foul on Caitlin Clark.
Unnecessary.
Clark's Indiana Fever taking on the Chicago Sky on Saturday.
Clark wasn't even looking in Carter's direction when the hit came. There were no words exchanged, no trash talk, no tension boiling over in the moment. It was deliberate, calculated, and flat out dirty. A message, but not one that landed the way Carter hoped. Let's be real. This wasn't about physical play. We've seen hard fouls in basketball before. This wasn't that. This was a cheap shot, a frustrated swing at the league's most watched, most loved, and most promising player.
Chennedy Carter cannot find a job in the WNBA. Now, some are claiming that her attack on Caitlin Clark was the beginning of the end.
And the fans? They saw it for what it was. Boos erupted in the arena. Commentators were stunned. And online, the backlash was instant. But perhaps the most shocking part of it all was Caitlin Clark's reaction. No anger, no words, no retaliation. She just got up, dusted herself off, and went right back to what she does best, getting buckets.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have done.
So I think Caitlin, she moves because she knows people follow her no matter where she goes, and she's very strategic about dictating where her value is.
While Carter tried to shake her with brute force, Clark answered with poise and performance. That moment told us everything we needed to know, not just about Chennedy Carter's state of mind, but about Caitlin Clark's greatness. And then Carter broke her silence, not with an apology, but with excuses.
That she still is not taking responsibility for her actions. She's finna blame this whole situation on Caitlin Clark supposedly talking smack to her. This is crazy, man. Let's get back to it.
She claimed it was just part of the game, called it a little tap, tried to justify it with vague claims about trash talk and heat of the moment emotion. But fans weren't buying it. The footage didn't lie. There were no words, no confrontation, just a shoulder to the back from someone who couldn't stop Caitlin on the scoreboard, so she took her shot another way. Carter didn't just hit Clark. She exposed something deeper.
I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket, you feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull-up. And then I just like, just give her like a little like, I'm here. Like, I don't think it was.
Resentment, insecurity, and a dangerous pattern of behavior. And as the WNBA world watched in disbelief, one thing became crystal clear. This wasn't just a foul. This was the beginning of the end for Chennedy Carter.
Chennedy Carter is officially out of the WNBA.
What happened after the hit was even more telling than the incident itself. Instead of owning up, instead of facing the moment like a professional, Chennedy Carter chose to deflect. When given the chance to speak out, she didn't apologize. She didn't show regret. Instead, she doubled down, saying it was just basketball, that she was in the moment, and that it was no big deal. But it was a big deal to fans, to teammates, and to the league.
Like, you can criticize, especially on the court, when somebody 100% cheap shots your favorite player. Like, there's a level of going at it, but we all know with Chennedy Carter, it went way too far. Like, we can be honest here, it did go way too far with Chennedy.
The WNBA community responded with shock and disappointment. This wasn't just about one play anymore. This was about a pattern, a history, a player who had already burned bridges with multiple teams. From being essentially kicked off the Atlanta Dream to being benched and paid to leave the LA Sparks, Carter's reputation was already rocky. The Chicago Sky gave her another chance. And then this happened. After the hit on Caitlin Clark, Carter's name became radioactive.
You know what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like, I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him. So I'm just like, it's like one of those things, like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing, it's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's just one of those things.
She wasn't officially banned from the league, but let's be real, it sure felt like it. Coaches stopped calling. Front offices went quiet. No team was willing to take the risk. A 26-year-old guard in her prime, capable of putting up points and playing defense, suddenly couldn't find a single roster spot. Why? Because the WNBA, a league trying to grow and evolve, didn't want the distraction. It didn't want the drama. And most of all, it didn't want the player who had become the face of controversy.
I would like to see Chennedy Carter back in the WNBA at some point. I would like to see Chennedy Carter playing basketball because she has that ability. But clearly, her reputation, it's not even just her reputation. You WNBA teams and front offices and even other players feel a certain way about it, or else she would be on a roster. When it comes to who's better than who, there aren't more players on rosters, that are in the league that are better than Chennedy Carter. She is one of the top however many players that there are roster spots for. and better than that.
Even media outlets backed off. In press conferences, reporters were instructed not to ask Carter about Caitlin Clark, a topic that should have been addressed directly. But Carter avoided it, and the silence only made things worse. Fans weren't just mad about the hit. They were furious about the lack of accountability. She had a golden opportunity to come clean, show growth, and maybe earn back some respect. But she didn't take it. Instead, she downplayed the moment. She compared it to NBA players pushing LeBron James. She said it was no different than anything else that happens during games. But everyone saw the footage. This wasn't during a live play. This wasn't competitive fire. This was frustration, plain and simple. And while Carter scrambled to save face, the consequences caught up to her fast. She was effectively suspended by the league through silence. No formal press release, no league statement, but no team wanted her. And that spoke louder than anything. Her career in the WNBA on pause, maybe permanently. And just like that, the message was clear. In a league built on passion, professionalism, and growth, while Chennedy Carter's career spiraled, Caitlin Clark's star only rose higher.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times. Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for 3-pointers, single game record for assists, 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
The hit that was meant to rattle her became the moment that defined her. Not as a victim, but as a champion of resilience, focus, and grace. After the foul, Caitlin didn't complain. She didn't lash out. She didn't even address it publicly with bitterness. Instead, she went right back to doing what she does best. Playing elite basketball, no flinching, no theatrics. She hit her shots, led her team, and let the scoreboard, not her emotions, do the talking. That kind of poise didn't go unnoticed. The media rallied behind her. Fans packed arenas just to see her play.
When I look at Caitlin Clark, fans are tuning in to watch her. And you know who that's helping? Everybody else. It's helping the Asia Wilsons. It's helping everybody else, the Plums, all that.
They enjoy watching her play, her style, her energy, her shot. Whether it's because her game mirrors one of the greatest players in the NBA in Steph Curry or not, I don't know what it is.
And WNBA viewership, it exploded. Caitlin Clark wasn't just winning games. She was changing the entire landscape of women's basketball. Records started falling like dominoes. Most points by a rookie, most assists in a season, first rookie to notch multiple triple-doubles, and more. All while carrying herself with unmatched humility and class. Meanwhile, Carter, instead of rising to the challenge, began fading from relevance. No WNBA contract, no training camp invite, no team willing to take the risk. Eventually, she signed overseas with a team in Mexico, a far cry from the national spotlight she once shared with Caitlin Clark. At just 26, in her athletic prime, Carter found herself essentially exiled. Not because of her talent, but because of what she represented: unreliability, immaturity, and unresolved conflict. And the contrast couldn't be more clear. Caitlin Clark became the face of the WNBA.
She was remarkable on top of the fact that she had to deal with so much hate when she got to the WNBA.
It was a stupid decision because it compromises what your ultimate goal is, which is to elevate the WNBA brand.
Not just for her talent, but for her professionalism. She inspired a generation, brought millions of new fans to the game, and showed how greatness can thrive even when targeted. Carter, on the other hand, became a cautionary tale. Despite her skill, despite her athletic gifts, she became uncoachable, untrusted, unwanted. The league didn't reject her ability, it rejected her behavior. And the irony? The very moment Carter thought she could shake Caitlyn's confidence ended up solidifying Caitlyn's legend. That foul wasn't a knockdown. It was a launch pad. It united fans, amplified her brand, and showcased her strength in the face of controversy. While Carter vented online and tried to justify the unjustifiable, Caitlyn kept her head down and her game up. She didn't need a viral response. Her stats did the talking. Her composure wrote the narrative. And her impact? It reached far beyond the court. She was named Rookie of the Year, led the Indiana Fever to the playoffs, broke attendance records, shattered TV ratings, and she did it all while becoming a role model to millions, boys and girls alike, showing what it means to rise above the noise. So now the story isn't just about
I think that experiencing it, I love Caitlin Clark fans, but Caitlin Clark fans is different. They like C-Square, shout out to the gang, like different. They are very passionate people and like they gonna ride or die. Like
listen, Caitlin Clark is a god to her friends. She does no wrong. Do not play. Do not play with her fans.
Let's just say C-Square, I'm happy I'm on the right end of it.
We on the right end of the stick,
man,
baby, because they
hate to be.
Listen,
because
they love us right now. But if we go right left, it's over for us.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark fans, I love you back. I promise. Please don't. Like her fans, but like the one thing I would say about Caitlin Clark fans that I can't appreciate, they'll go anywhere she go.
Oh, they gonna travel. She gonna travel.
And
right there. Right there
with her. Like it's super dope though, because it's like they would literally go anywhere she go, and so she's built that kind of platform. I'm like, damn, that's lit.
The association, they gave us a gym that I paid for, not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it.
You better get the fucking full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlin Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, two fucking legends, Patty.
Did you say what's up?
You know I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this past year.
She can shoot the shit out the ball.
She's a great shooter.
And she's one of those workout people, you know, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where if you know as a gym rat, you guys know, like, damn, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she running?
I don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing. And if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it.
And she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. She's so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody. She's cut from the same cloth as me in that regard. You know what? Us Midwesterners, we tend to just, accept everybody with open arms. She was so kind to my family and everyone in the suite when she came to KC. So huge fans of Caitlin Clark.
So here we are. 1 hit, 2 careers, in 2 completely different directions. Chennedy Carter thought she could shake the foundation of a rising star. Instead, she shook her own career apart. While she's now off the WNBA radar, left explaining and justifying, Caitlin Clark is rewriting history, breaking records, and bringing a new generation to the game. This wasn't just about a foul, it was about character. One player tried to dominate through force, the other through focus. And guess what? The world chose focus. Caitlin Clark didn't just survive the spotlight, she owned it.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT. She signed my jersey. So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlin Clark effect seems to be crazier than year one.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball. Period.
She just brings so much passion to the game, and look at all these people that just want to come and see her.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are the most popular team in the WNBA. It is good for the entire WNBA.
And her legacy, it's just getting started. If you're with her, if you believe in grit, grace, and greatness, drop 100% in the comments right now. Let the world know we stand with Caitlin Clark. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of a new era, and Caitlin Clark is leading the way.